Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a tutorial or more like a walkthrough of a design. So right now I'm doing the dimensions of my project. I go with 2880 pixels by 1800 pixels with a resolution of 300. And what I'm going to do is import my image right now that I'm going to be working with. I used an image of Damian Lillard, and basically I just wanted to do a design where I could kind of bring in some elements that I could talk about. What I'm doing right now is cutting out the image. You can watch my video before where I did a tutorial on how I do this. I'm just going to speed it up real quick and get through this part. Okay, so now that I have my image cut out, I'm just adjusting the size a little bit and getting it where I want him. The idea, I just wanted like a cloudy background. I know it's something that people do a lot, but I just figured I would do something quick and add some rain or something. So right now I'm just looking for some pictures, going through, and then I'll drag them in and kind of throw a few together that will make the background. So I'm just going to position that where I like it, and then find a couple more here. Just mainly looking for stormy kind of clouds. It can be hard to. Clouds are one thing that you can kind of put together and they'll kind of fit together easily. So I got this other one. I adjust the opacity a little, and then just put a layer mask on it and feather out the bottom so it blends in. And a little bit on the top there. And then this is the last one I bring in. And I just do this so I don't have a background that anyone can find. It just makes it a little more unique. And gonna blend this one in a little bit. So now I've pretty much got my background made, and what I'm gonna do next is add a little bit of a light source so that I can get an idea where I want the light coming from, so when I'm working with like the lighting and stuff, it's gonna come from where that lighter point is, and I will add the shading and stuff based on where I place like my light source. And I try to place the light source in a spot where most of the light is coming from in the original picture, because it makes it a lot easier to just make it look realistic. So right now, what I tried to do was make some rain, but none of it was coming out how I liked it, so I eventually just ended up searching rain on YouTube or on Google, and then just bringing an image in, because none of these results were what I liked. So let me just kind of speed up through this part right here. So I found a picture that would work for me. Drag it in. Set the blend mode to screen. That's going to make it so only the lighter white parts of the image show. And I'm going to adjust a little bit to where I like it, and then put a layer mask and delete some of the parts. Alright, so I just fade some of the edges, and now I'm going to just make the bottom of the picture a little darker. And I tend to do this with a lot of my designs. I'm not really sure, it just, to me, makes it look a little bit better. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to start adding some of the lighting. So I make it black and white, go to levels, adjust it so that just a little bit, or you can just see a few of the light spots, and then I'll set the blend mode to screen so that only those spots show up. And then I do the same, but I do the shadows, and then I set the blend mode to multiply. And that's where I get the darker parts of the image. You'll see right here, it's on multiply. Then I'm going to go around the edges and lighten up some of this so that where the light source is, it's more of a realistic kind of look. And I'll do that all around the edge. I'm going to adjust the opacity a little. And go down through these edges with the hand. A little bit on the jersey here. The letter. And then just on the back side a little bit here. And then it's a little bit dark, so I adjust the opacity down a little bit more. And then it looks like we're good. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave it for the lighting out. Right now what I'm doing is adding a blur to the rain to give it a little bit of like motion. I duplicate the layer and I leave the original picture of the rain, and then the layer below, I'll blur it so that you can kind of leave, I don't know, just to me it looks better. It leaves a little bit of detail, and then I'll just adjust the opacity to where I like it. Right now, I'm going to add some shading to the back here. Drop the opacity down, and then I'm going to duplicate that layer after I finish up here, and then put it to overlay blend mode, and it'll kind of darken up some of the shadows. Okay, I'm just adding a little bit more to that light source to strengthen it a little bit. And then now I'm going to kind of go in with the final like recoloring. So gradient map, just black and white, and I put an overlay of soft light, and then take the opacity down to around 40%. Just a mess, it depends on the picture, but just adds a little more contrast and depth to the image. I'm adding a little bit of more of a shadow to the bottom there, but I end up taking it away again. don't really like how that looks. Right now I'm going to add just a photo filter, kind of give the background cool feel because it's a storm. But I wanted to keep the reds of the Damian Lillard image, so I duplicated the image of him, brought it to the top, and then put it on a color overlay, and then dropped the opacity down a little. Now I'm going to do another layer of Damian Lillard and then put it on high pass and put it on overlay in the blend mode. It tends to add detail, a little more detail to the image that you're working with or the player. And then I'm bringing the saturation down on the image. Here, get it where I like it, and then I don't do a lot of adjustments with the color. Well, I don't do a ton of adjustment. I just mess with right now I'm messing with the curves with the colors. So in the red, I'm bringing the reds more in the shadows, and then the green is going to stay more in the light parts of the image and take it out of the shadows. And then with blue, I think what I end up doing is putting more in the shadows and less in the light area. So it gives it kind of this different, hard to explain, but it's a different coloring to it. It's going to make your image, you know, fit better if you get the right coloring. And then the last part here is I'm going to make some clouds. So I'm just going to size it up here, and then I will put it to a blend mode of screen, add a layer mask here at the bottom, and kind of just delete some of these. I just wanted some clouds like kind of over the top of him at the bottom of his legs there. And then another thing I do is make a layer, make it black, and it kind of fades away the bottom there. And then that is pretty much it.